We'll now begin the Texas News Conference, joined by head coach Karen Aston and student athletes Ariel Adkins and Empress Davenport. Ariel's a sophomore guard, Empress is senior guard. So we've done all weekend. We'll start with an opening statement from the head coach, followed by questions for the student athletes only. Following that, student athletes may be dismissed to the locker room, and then we'll take questions for the head coach. There's no mic to pass around, so just raise your hand, state your name and affiliation. If there's multiple questions, we'll sort that out as it comes. But for now, Coach.
Very pleased to get our first win under our belt. I thought our team was really ready to play, and our starters got us off to a good start. Maybe I stopped a little bit too quick, but also I think it took us a half to sort of calm down from the excitement of playing. I actually cut our shoot-around short today because I could tell we were extremely anxious, and I thought they were going to kill each other just going through some simple stuff and shoot-around. So I could tell we were ready to play. And it took I think the half to sort of settle into the discipline of the game and not just run around because you're so excited to be here. And once we did that, I thought we played pretty good basketball. Again, I thought our starters played really well. Empress got us off to a great start, and I thought they had a good rhythm the entire evening. Pleased.
Thank you, Coach. Now questions for the student athletes.
Mark Rosner, Associated Press. What happened in that third quarter where you just kind of turned it on? Did they get fatigued, or did you change something you were doing?
I think in the third quarter we collectively came together and basically told ourselves that we need to be disciplined and we needed to get down and play our type of basketball.
Wasn't anything the coach said at halftime?
Well, yeah, she got on to us pretty hard.
Did she?
Yes.
What exactly did she say?
Well, I'll sum it up. She basically just said, get it together.
Y'all took that to heart?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, Empress, you seemed very intense at the very start of the game. It's your last time to play at home this next game. Y'all jumped out to a 17-4 lead. Did that come too easy, you think? And y'all relaxed a little bit?
I think like Coach said, we were very anxious to play, so everyone's intensity was very high. And I guess we hit a wall, which, let them back in the game. And, at halftime, we were only up 4 rebounds. So, Coach made the point that we were only up by 4 and we should have way more rebounds than we're having. So I think, just the halftime talk and us coming together, we had to realize that we didn't play our best basketball in the second quarter.
You feel like you did the second half, though?
Yes, indeed. I mean, I feel like we came out, we played our basketball, we locked down defense, and we got rebounds, so that's what led to the run that we had.
Were you worried at all in the first half when they were able to come back at you and hang in there?
Worried? No. I mean, our team tries to stay calm if anything happens. I mean, getting worried is not what we focus on. We just try to, identify the problem and eliminate it.
So the coach was happier at the end of the game?
Yes.
Okay. Did either one of you guards get a chance to look at Missouri at all? That's who you're playing?
Yeah, we watched the first half of the game.
What was your assessment of them and their guards?
I mean, me personally, I think they're a big team.
Yeah.
And I think they play good defense and they shoot a lot of threes. So us guarding the transition threes will be a huge focus for us.
Ariel, if you guys play like you did in the second half tonight, in the future, how difficult will it be to beat you guys?
I just think we have to take one game at a time. The second half of this game was pretty good, but we just have to focus on taking it one quarter at a time against any team.
How much fun was the second half there?
It was fun. It was fun playing. I'm so excited to play right now. I haven't played in about a week, so everything's really exciting to me.
Is there a tendency to maybe tense up tight enough because there's so much on the line, and then maybe y'all relaxed as a team in the second half?
I don't think we're tense. I think, like Coach said, we're more anxious than tense. I think we're so excited to play and just to be in the tournament and to do what we feel like we need to do.
And were the emotions running that high during the shoot around, like Coach said?
Yeah, we were supposed to be walking, but we decided to play.
Go gain speed.
Yeah.
Empress, their coach made a point of saying he thought the best unit Texas had tonight were the guards. And even though he gave props to Imani and so forth in the big paint 40-4. How do you feel about the guards right now, as collectively, and how they're playing?
Well, I think we have a lot of depth. So if one person is not getting it done, we have a lot of people to look to, and we just try to lift each other up and play like we know how. I mean, I think our guards are great, and we just feed off our post players, and they feed off of us.
For either of you, is there any explanation for beating a team 40-4 in the paint? That's a complete dominance. You're not going to see them again.
Yeah, I think we made it a point to, because their tallest player was probably 6'2" at most. So I think we kind of made it a point to try to get points in the paint and not shoot so many outside jumpers, and just to be disciplined to take what we could.
Their best player is Brittany Wright. She was 2 for 9, total of 7 points. Did you guys make a concerted effort coming in? We have to stop that one player.
Well, I think, you know, in any scout, we hone in on their leading scorer, and sometimes we may lose sight of other players, and I think we did that tonight. So although we may have limited her to 7 points, we let number 2 get off with a lot of threes. So it's give or take, and, you know, we just have to lock down on defense.
Empress, you mentioned Missouri's size. They've got every one of their starters is over 6 feet, and they've got a freshman guard who posts up down low. What kind of challenge will that be for Monday, stopping Sophie Cunningham?
Challenge. I mean, I don't know. We're just going to try to play our game, you know, get out quick, run the lanes, run the transition, and just try to get rebounds.
Any additional questions for our student athletes?
Does this just do a lot for y'all's confidence? You won so easily. Does this affect your confidence at all going into Monday's game, either one of you?
I wouldn't say we won easily. I mean, we're still working on things that we need to sharpen up. So I think every game is an opportunity to get better.
Thanks.
Thank you, ladies.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
What did you say at half?
They summed it up quite a bit.
X-rated?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I was disappointed because we weren't doing some of the simple discipline things that have to do with being a solid basketball team. And some of it were things that we had been working on all week. And so that was the part I was a little disappointed in, is that we had spent a week working on particular things and we weren't doing those. But again, when I look at the last couple of days, I cut yesterday short, and I cut our shoot around short because they were going, it sounds crazy to say that they're going so hard, but I could tell that they were chomping at the bits to play. And the first half looked like it. It looked like, and especially like, I think you were the one that said it came easy in the very beginning, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, I guess we can just do whatever we want, shoot whatever shot we want, and not rebound and not guard, and all of a sudden we get kind of caught up in a little bit of that. And again, I subbed too quick, but I was, trying to get a couple of people in there that I thought had really had good weeks of practice, and I probably messed our flow up a little bit, but they regrouped at half.
That you get that 40-something point win out there to not just impress the fans, but to impress yourselves, to know that you're among the elite out there.
Well, I hope it's all over the front page of the Statesman tomorrow.
I wish it would be.
Because hopefully someone will see that's in this city that wasn't planning on coming Monday night, and we have a full house because we need it. And it's our last time to play in the Irwin Center on Monday night, so that's the only thing that I'm interested in. I don't think anybody cares, and I promise you Missouri doesn't care how many points we won by. But I do hope that it sparks some interest in somebody getting in their car and coming down here at 8 o'clock Monday night, because we need a crowd.
Speaking of Missouri, you were there scouting up to almost the very end. Is that unusual that, you know, you'd be out there on the floor scouting the next opponent?
I like to watch the games. I mean,
Yeah.
I felt like, you know, that old saying, I'm a country girl, the hay was in the barn. There wasn't much more I could do in the back. So I thought it would be good for me to sit out there and see as much as I could of both of those teams. I thought they were both good, and I anticipated that being a pretty good game, and it was.
What impressed you about Missouri?
Their toughness, I think that would be the first thing that would come right off the top of my head, is they seem like a very tough basketball team. And they've played in the rigors of the SEC, so, you know, nothing's going to surprise them or intimidate them. They do shoot the ball well, and I think that's what everybody talks about them a lot, and that's what I had heard along the way, but I think I was more impressed with their toughness.
They've got big guards too. Not all your guards are big. Do you look at that as a huge component of Monday's game?
Well, I mean, we've played big guards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've played. That's the thing that I love about the Big 12 when it gets to NCAA tournament time, is that there are so many different teams and different styles of play in the Big 12 and different types of players that we've guarded and played against, that I think you can always make some comparisons to the style of play. And I mean, I think it'll be a terrific challenge for us.
Do they remind you of somebody in your league or not?
You know, not necessarily, but there are some players that I think when we start matching up and start thinking about the way they play, you definitely will see some, you know, some similarities in some of the players that we play in our league. It'll be a very tough challenge for us.
They play a lot of people too.
They do. So I don't think anybody's going to be tired. And, you know, it's a chance for one of us to go to the Sweet 16. So I don't think we have to get our team to understand that we better bring house on Monday night.
Their coach correctly said that first 4 minutes of the third quarter, 10-0 run real quick. Not decided the game, but put it out of reach in our minds. What did you like about the first 4 minutes of the third quarter?
Just our flow, our decision making offensively, and then I think we stopped overplaying defensively. I think you can just get so excited that you're playing hard, but it's not smart. And we looked a little bit like that in the first half, and I thought we played smart in that little span of time, and then our decision-making offensively was terrific. We got out in transition and made really good decisions, took good shots, shared the ball a little more. I mean, and we were just so anxious. Everybody that got it wanted to do something with it in the first half.
How gratifying is it for you as a coach to see that so many of your players contributed significantly tonight, and not just...
Well, somebody told me this is the first time all year long we've had every player score in a game. So that's kind of cool that you're in the NCAA tournament and you have a chance for everybody to play and everybody actually score a basket. Yeah, that's terrific.
You did?
I do want to say that I thought the crowd was really terrific. I was curious to see, I mean, it's South by Southwest, and I didn't have any clue who would show up tonight at 8 o'clock, and I was really pleased with that, and I hope it doubles on Monday.
We talked to the Alabama State coach. She said if y'all keep working, you are definitely going to win a national championship. So what do you think?
It's a great compliment by someone that I really have a lot of respect for. She does things the right way. Her teams play really hard. They're respectful. They play to their maximum potential, I think. And anytime that you have a coach that gives you that kind of compliment, and gives your team that kind of compliment, is much appreciated.
Any other things you take from this positively? That any little things that?
Yeah, I think you could. I think had we come out and slopped around in the second half, then we might have a few, I don't know how you write that, but I do think that the execution and the way we played in that third, especially the third quarter, gives us a sense of where we need to be tomorrow in preparation and then on Monday.
Coach, was there anybody in particular on Missouri that impressed you?
I think there are players on their team that probably don't get a lot of credit that people don't talk about. I think there's the Cunningham sisters, but I thought the point guard, I mean, everybody talks about Sophie, and that was my first eyeball look at her, other than seeing them play on television. And she's obviously a very impressive player, but I do think that the point guard, the other Cunningham, is a pretty big piece of how they play. She seems like she has a handle on what they're doing on offense, and just seems to be a glue type player for them. I was really impressed with her, and just their physicality. You can tell they play in the SEC, no question. I was very impressed with their overall physicality and the way they move the ball offensively. They'll be a difficult guard for us.
Do you have to keep reminding yourself when you watch them if they were a 10 seed?
What were we last year? Does anybody remember?
5. You were a 5. Cal was a 4.
Yeah. It'll be that kind of game. I mean, we don't need to take anything for granted. We should never. Should never take for granted that you're going to be at home and it's just going to be that way because you're at home. These people are here for a reason. And I don't know what seed they should have been. I don't know what seed we should have been. But they're a very competitive basketball